this next example, we're going to take a look at finding an OR probability by pulling information out of a table. So the table will show data from an experiment conducted to test the effectiveness of a flu vaccine. Now, if one person is selected from this population, what is the probability that the person was vaccinated or contracted the flu? All right, so notice that this is going to be a single-stage experiment. You're only going to be selecting one person. And our probability statement of what we're trying to find here is we're trying to find the probability that the person was vaccinated or had the flu. So if they satisfy either of these criteria, we would want to count them. Now, using the formula approach, appreciate that there are people that received the vaccine that also got the flu. So these two outcomes are not mutually exclusive. So you just have to be careful not to double count anybody. So if you use the kind of that formula approach, you could find then the probability that the person got the vaccine. Okay, you just kind of look at that in isolation. You can find the probability that the person got the flu. Well, that sucks. Nobody likes to get the flu. And then you can subtract off the probability that the person got both. Okay, so they got vaccinated and they got the flu. Alright, so, stop it. Okay, so, the probability the person got the vaccine. Now, in this table, we are actually already given totals. Sometimes you may need to total the columns and the rows yourself, but on this one, we're given all these totals. So the total number of people that are accounted for in this table is 490. Out of those 490 people, how many got vaccinated? That would be this 219 right here. Alright, so that's the probability of the person being vaccinated. What's the probability that the person got the flu? Well, out of the 490 people total, how many of them got the flu? So I'm going to look down this column. 97 people got the flu. Okay, so these ones I'm just looking for the person satisfying kind of the singleton action. Now over here though, here's where we're going to make sure to not double count anybody. Who satisfied both? So they had to be vaccinated and they had to have gotten the flu. Well, the vaccinated people are across this top row right here. That accounts for the vaccinated people. Who in that also satisfied having the flu? Well, it would be these 21 people right here. So 21 people were vaccinated and got the flu, so we just have to make sure we don't double count them. All right, so notice we already have common denominators, so we just can go ahead and apply this operation to the numerators. Go ahead and compute that. You get 295 out of the 490 people, which then can be simplified to 59 over 98. Okay, so this just shows one approach to this problem. As an entirely separate approach, if I wanted to find the probability that the person got vaccinated or the flu, I just read my table a little bit more carefully. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this writing on here. Alright, the vaccinated people, those are accounted for up here. So I'm going to grab this total right here, the 219. Now that accounts for this group. So I'm done here. Now I also want to account for anybody who got the flu. Well, I've already accounted for some of those people, but I haven't accounted for others. So I'm just going to go grab the others that I haven't accounted for yet, which would be these 76. Now notice you don't want to grab that 97 because this 97 counts these 21, but you've already counted them here. So I'm just going to grab the 76 other people that satisfied having the flu that I haven't counted yet. Okay. And then it would be out of my table total, which is the 490 right here. If you go ahead and add these numerators up, you would get 295, which is the exact count we got over here. Alright, so it's just a slightly different way of looking at the table. So remember, you have to be very careful. If you're doing an OR probability, you have to think about whether or not these two events are mutually exclusive. If they're not, you just have to make sure you don't double count anybody.